Hey all, Eric with Cheryl on the Cruising with Cheryl and Eric cruise channel. Welcome and welcome back if you've been here before. Tonight we're going to talk about how to plan a cruise itinerary like a pro. If I could say that, then we can talk about it.
You want to do it all?
No,
Okay.
that's okay. That's all right. They realize we're human beings.
Sometimes.
So anyway, let's get started. Cheryl, not to throw you under the bus, but what are your tips on how to plan a cruise itinerary the best way, the easiest way?
In my own opinion, it would be to think about islands that I have not been to before,
Okay.
what I'm looking to experience. And
So with you, starting that planning journey is all about hearing the phone go off. Is all about choosing where you want to go. Before you choose anything else, you choose at least one island that you want to see.
yeah, a couple, and what cruise lines might actually go to specific islands that I have not been to yet.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And how much luggage I can bring. I'm just kidding.
No, she's not. She's
kinda
really
not.
serious.
I love to pack. I hate unpacking.
All right, so that's first, is choosing the islands. Okay.
Yes.
You find an island or two islands that you want. Then what? Then what would you be your next step?
What time of year do I want to go?
Okay.
So that would be my next step.
Do you want to go during hurricane season? Do you want to go during winter up here? Well, winter up here in the Northeast.
Anytime, honestly.
Well,
but
based on what else we have planned, and so
Yeah.
you choose destination first,
right,
and then find the right
cruise line
itinerary for when we can go.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now you've got destination picked out. You've got the time. The week picked. Therefore, the name of the ship and the name of the cruise line. So we know all that. So then, what would you do next?
Well, honestly, it would be the like, how long do we want to get away for? Do we want like a quick going to Bermuda cruise, which
Okay.
I've never been to? Hint, hint.
Well, wouldn't this is just a question? Wouldn't that be decided by, by the when you choose the destination, or not so much?
No, not so much.
Okay.
I mean, if I don't have any PTO, we can't go for a week.
Well, but then say you decided like the trip we're going on coming up, you wanted to go to St. Thomas because you haven't been to the Virgin Islands.
Right.
That kind of limits the choices, right? Because I don't know of any like 3-night cruises that are going to go to St. Thomas.
No, but just like have an idea as to what I want to do, or what
Okay.
I would like for us to do, and then just kind of build it from there. Just how many days are at sea, things like that. Just look into it, I guess. I'm being put on the spot, people. Sorry.
Okay, so we know the destination.
Mm-hmm.
We know the itinerary.
Yeah.
The ship, the time, the date. Then what?
Then probably look at excursions that they have to offer at that time.
Why would you? And I'm not calling you out. I'm just curious why you would look at excursions before you would decide. Before you would look at room category or
Because I already
things like
know
that.
what room category I would like. So should I back it up a little?
No.
Okay.
I'm just
Our minds work totally different ways. They really do.
Yeah.
His is so bad.
mine is so logical and straightforward.
Mine is very logical. I think like a woman. No, I'm kidding. Well, I do. But that's kind of it because I am a woman.
Okay, so what do you look for in an excursion? Because that's definitely, in my opinion, part of the itinerary, and it definitely can make or break your trip. But what do you look for?
Snorkeling. Not a particular. I don't know what I look for in an
Okay,
excursion.
okay.
Okay. Activity level.
Okay.
No?
No, you're fine, honey. I'm thinking.
And I'm
Yeah.
not lazy by any means. It's just that if we're going to be drinking on the ship, because we do, are we going to miss that excursion because it's a 5-hour bus ride?
It was only 2.5 hour bus ride each way,
Well,
and
any
we only
place
missed
to-
that one
Yeah.
excursion.
We did.
We had booked an excursion
The
from
Mayan ruins.
Cozumel to Chichen Itza,
Bless you.
and we had to be off the ship on the pier by 8 a.m. and we woke up at what, 8:45?
I think we woke up at 7:30 and just said we're not going to make it.
Oh,
No, we did wake up late, but
okay. I don't remember you might have woken up at 7:30 and said we're not going to make it, and I didn't wake up at all. But
well, he did, but just
Well,
not
but-
until after, because never mind.
okay, so actually, maybe we should change the name of this to how not to book a cruise itinerary.
Should we start over?
No. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure several of our viewers are laughing because their spouse is exactly like one of us.
Most
You
likely
know.
me, because I have
Well,
a
no,
personality. No
But
kidding.
their spouse could also be like me, and you know,
Sorry.
gets gray hairs because.
You were great when I met you, though. So hey.
All right, so you're going to look into excursions. You're going to figure out what excursions you want to do.
Yep.
You already know the type of cabin you want.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now here's a question that I'm sure some of our viewers have pondered. If you find the right destinations and the right itinerary, and everything fits perfectly into
My checklist.
your checklist, yeah, that's a great way to say it.
Okay.
Except the balcony cabins are $4,000.
Well, then I downgrade. I'm
So
not gonna.
you're okay with, you know, you're not going to look for an alternate date or an alternate ship if that's the only thing. Like if we don't want to spend $4,000 for a balcony when we can get an ocean view for, I don't know, making this up,
1,800
so
per person.
1,800. You know,
Yeah.
you would be okay with doing an ocean view for that trip
Well,
to get everything else you want.
yes,
Okay.
because the amount of time that you're actually spending in the room, you know, it kind of you have to wait.
Well, it depends on the type of room.
Right.
You know, if it's a balcony, I love to get up in the mornings and sit out on the balcony.
And I like to go out on the balcony in the morning when we're getting ready to go into the port to take pictures with my big girl camera. You know, so yeah, I mean there are different things. If it's an island that we have been to several times, or you know the ship that we've been on, and we can see what the rooms look like and whatever, you know that also plays into it.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right. So we've got the excursions.
Yeah.
We've got the balcony room we want.
Mhm.
What else? We know the excursions in general.
Mhm.
What else what other tips would you have for booking the rest of that? You know, I mean, now we've got it all lined up. Now, how do you book it? You know, I mean, do you?
Send you a text.
Well, I mean, you know, you call your favorite travel agent and have him book it. But for those of our viewers who don't have a good travel agent or don't see the value in using the travel agent, what do you recommend they do? Do you
Research.
recommend? Well, I mean, should they go directly to the cruise line's website, or should they use one of the many
Platforms.
various websites that are out there? I don't want to name any specific because you know I think they all have value. It's just different ones have different value, but there are lots of websites out there that claim to have the cheapest prices.
I would probably go
For
directly with the
cruises.
cruise line.
Okay, why? I know why I would go directly to the cruise line, but why would you?
Well, because they know the ships, they know the itineraries, they know, you know, they just know, they just know, and it's a person that you can speak to. It's not done online.
Okay, so you wouldn't even go to the website. You would call Royal Caribbean or Carnival or Norwegian or
Celebrity,
whoever.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. You would call them and work with somebody over the phone to get the best rate
Yes.
for what we wanted.
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
because they might have a deal that XYZ website might not have the availability for.
Even their own website?
No, for example.
So Carnival.
Carnival,
Yeah.
for example, they might have a special that day that you call.
That might not be on
might
the
not
website.
right.
Okay. Okay. As you can tell, and there's nothing wrong with this, but as you can tell, Cheryl is a people person. Anytime she can talk to a human being versus, type on her tablet or her, laptop, she would rather talk to a human being.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with that. I'm the opposite. I'd rather spend 2 hours digging through my laptop. Well, not literally, but, digging through all the different websites to find that perfect price, that perfect situation. I don't mind talking on the phone to people, but yeah, I'm more of a, I don't want to say do-it-yourselfer, but
I'm a Gabby.
Yes, you are a Gabby, and I'm more of a gadget kind of guy.
Technology's not my friend.
All right, so you booked the cruise. What are you getting with that? How do you decide?
The bang for my buck?
Well, there are some cruise lines out there that offer packages, like, drink package plus Wi-Fi plus gratuities at a somewhat discounted rate versus, buying, doing everything individually or doing everything on the ship. How do you decide where that value lies? Like, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know we talked about this a little bit in some of our other videos.
What my wants and needs are for that particular cruise. If I want to totally disconnect from, technology,
right.
I don't want the Wi-Fi package.
Okay.
Most cruise ships offer free Wi-Fi for you to stay connected with your loved ones on the ship.
Correct.
Or
Yeah, most of them.
Ones.
Right.
But,
yeah. Okay. So it depends on your goal for this trip.
Yeah.
And if you want to be unplugged, now, and I'm not even going to ask Cheryl this question because I already know the answer.
We may have to ask.
No, we always get the drink package. Every time we go on a cruise, whenever they offer a drink package, we get it because we
drink.
We like to drink, and
we like to party.
We have found that the value is there for us.
Yes.
Now, we've been on cruises with other people who they might have a glass of wine with dinner, and that might be all they drink for 3 days. So for them, the value's not there.
Right.
And to each his own. But you got to. I should say you gotta, because you don't gotta do nothing except die and pay taxes and.
When you don't gotta.
Well,
isn't even a word.
That's true. Think that one through, like actually run some numbers, knowing that the average drink cost on a ship is from $10 to $14, depending upon the ship and the brand, on and on and on.
But the other thing that you have to consider too, if you like beer, like you.
Yes.
Their beer selection is very.
Yes,
slim.
That's true. Yeah, most cruise lines, you're going to have.
They have the staple beers.
Right.
I'm
not a. So you're going to get Bud Light, you're going to get Coors Light, you're going to get, maybe an MGD, you're going to get a Corona. I've seen sometimes they'll have, on average, you're probably going to have like 6 different brands-ish. I'm a hophead, I'm a craft beer guy. I like, IPAs. Most ships that I've been on, they'll have an IPA. I think Virgin was the only one that we were on where they had 2 IPAs. So, just know that going in.
So you have more options. You have the same amount of options, but honestly, you get to know people that way, too. Like the bartenders get to know you.
Okay.
Get to know me.
I'm like, what are you talking about? So anyway, the last thing that I want to touch on, we've definitely talked about. Actually, we did an entire video about this. I will not book a cruise without cruise insurance, without travel insurance.
Correct.
To me, that is, I don't know how to politely say it.
It's almost a necessity in today's world.
Correct. To me, it is not. It's not almost. It is a necessity. To me, spending that extra $100 to $150 a person when we're already spending $1,500, $2,000, $3,000, depending, is just a no-brainer. Because all it's going to take is that one missed flight or the one medical emergency while you're on board or while you're on an island, and instead of having, being able to use that trip insurance, you're going to come home with a $5, $10, $20, $30,000 medical bill, or to me, it's just not worth taking that chance.
And sometimes the bodies are too heavy to lift and push them overboard.
That's true.
So
That's true. Yeah. Cheryl would have trouble, lifting me over the railing.
Not if he was drunk.
Well, that's true. All right. Let's wrap this up. Any last thoughts on how to book a cruise itinerary like a pro?
He'll reach out to you.
And if you don't know, Cheryl and I are both travel agents.
He does most of the work. I just travel.
I always do most of the work in everything.
Really, let's not say everything.
Anyway, I hope you got something out of the video. And if you did, give us a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to follow us for more.
Have a good night.